Glad to see you. Today I'm going to talk with you about the first Pixlr project. We are going to start with the fundamentals of Pixlr so that you can, in the end, be a beginner user of Pixlr and we can move forward on more advanced projects. So these are the directions that I've shared with you in Google Classroom, and they are pretty thorough. Always ask questions if you have any. And what I'm going to do is go through the directions as I do the demo so that we are all on the same page. And so we are first going to do the digital spot coloring, creating emphasis. And here's an example where you are taking one image and you're taking one thing inside the image, keeping it in color, and the rest is black and white. So therefore we're emphasizing the one thing in color. So what we're going to do then is Pixlr, go to pixlr.com and sign in. So I'm going to come up here, Pixlr. I am already signed in. Please make sure you sign in and then go to Advanced Pixlr E. Alrighty. Now let's go to my directions so that we know I'm doing everything correctly. Once I get to that window, in the left-hand side of the window, click Stock Search. What's really cool about Pixlr is that they do have their own photo stock spot. And so you can find really great images in there as well as Google, and I will have a separate video for that. But please go, for this project, go to Stock Search. And then we're going to find an image that we can take out one thing and keep it in color, and the rest will be black and white. However, we can't use anything that's already in black and white. The image does have to be all in color so that it does make a difference when you do create it. I am going to choose, as I always love, chocolate chip cookies. Now you'll see on my screen I do have ads come up. We will have the educational version, so you do not have ads. So here I am with my cookies, and I want an image where I can emphasize one cookie. So I want to find an image that is appropriate for that whole idea. I can load more. Alrighty, I do like this one, so I'm going to click on it. And it is loading from Unsplash. Unsplash.com is a really great website that you can find free high-resolution images. Once this window comes up, Presized image, go to Full HD. So it's in between. Web will be a low resolution, Full HD is kind of medium, and then Ultra HD, high definition, is a large image that will take up more memory. I would prefer you use full. Web will just make it smaller, however you want to do it in terms of your computer. I'm going to say apply. Now I have my image. Let's go back to the directions so that we know. Alrighty, click on the image you like. Okay, Full HD, apply. I'll talk with you about this in a minute. In the Tools menu, click on the lasso tool and then magnetic. So I have the lasso tool. Kind of looks like a lasso, doesn't it? If I hover over it, it tells me what it is and what it does. I'm going to click on it. And then if I come up here to the main menu, I can, well, this isn't the main menu, but anyway, you'll see here some icons. And so if I hover over them, I see free, polygon, Bezier, and magnetic. And I'm going to choose magnetic. Okay. And why I like magnetic is because what it will do is choose the edges of whatever it is that I want to be to be color. It'll choose the edges, the pixels, and it'll be very easy to select something. Another thing that I like to do is, if you forget, that's fine. But what I like to do is add a little feather to it so that the edges aren't totally crisp. So if I make a little mistake, it's okay. And the number is, we don't want it to be 100. I would say, it's somewhat random. There's no science to this. I'm going to say 27, just for fun. Then I have my crosshairs. In the directions, I do mention the crosshairs. So I say, that with the selection tool, click and drag the crosshairs, which you saw, which is the T, over the edge of part of the image that you want to be in color. You're going to see the dancing ants. All right, so I want this front cookie to be the one that's in color, and you are going to see if I just drag the crosshairs over that edge, it should. And so right now I have, for my mouse, I don't need to keep it clicked, but for your mouse you might. So I'm going to keep mine clicked, and I'm just going to the edge. Whoops. And you can see I'm making some mistakes, and that's okay. Now, because all these cookies are a very similar color, no, smaller. Because they are similar color, that's why I'm having just a little issue with getting the edge. If I want to see this even bigger, I'm going to go to the zoom tool and click. The reason why I went smaller and bigger and whatnot is because I'm doing this on a Mac and I have a mouse that's really sensitive. So now you can see, oh my gosh, Ms. Zimmer, you made a big mistake here. I did. I totally made a big mistake. I'm going to go back to the lasso tool. I am going to go to the free lasso tool now because I want to get rid of those areas. So I'm going to click on that, and then I want to, if I hover, I want to remove from selection. I'm going to click on that, and now I'm going to click and drag, and I'm just going to kind of get close to that, and now it removed that. And I want to remove this selection. I want to be, this is practice, and I want to be as precise as I can. I want to add something, so I want to add this. Now, again, you can use the zoom tool, magnifying tool. What do they call it? The zoom tool, and you can get closer if you need to be. So, like here, it is a little outside, so I'm going to take it away. I am using the free tool because because the magnetic tool, when I fix it, it does seem to be a little, as they say, wonky. So I am using the free tool. You just have to be careful when you're using it, that you don't make, any mistakes. However, you can fix them easy enough. Now I have that. And so if I go back to the directions, I am going to then go to click, select, invert selection. Okay, select in the main menu, invert selection. Now everything but the cookie is going to be selected, and that is the space that I want to be black and white. Go back to the directions. Then I'm going to go to adjustment, color lookup. Okay, and the second square of the pop-up menu is black and white, so you'll see what I mean. So adjustment, color lookup. Now, what's really cool about this is that it does give you a lot of options where you can play around with your image. And as I said in the directions, the second square is black and white, and that will make your image look like the project that I initially showed you. However, if you would like to play around with these, please do. They are really interesting. If you see something that you like, then you'll press apply. I do like the black and white. It does look, to me, very interesting. I'm going to say apply. So now that image is done, I do want to point out to you that you'll see these little moving dots. That is called those are called the dancing ants. If I want to get rid of them, I'm going to press Command D, and now they're gone. And so now this image is finished. I can then go to File and say Save. And in my directions, I tell you that there's a certain way to save all of your images. And so it's your name, underscore, emph. This is just for this one project, emph as an emphasis, and then 1. You're going to save it as a JPEG. What's really interesting about any photo program is that there are different ways that you can save them. And so what we are going to do is save them as JPEGs because they are in between a high resolution and very low resolution, which a PNG would be. And so we're going to save it as a JPEG. And then it also lets you save it as low medium, or high quality. Okay, so that means that when we do download it, is it going to be pixelated or is it going to be very crisp? And let's choose high. And then I'm going to say download. Now, most likely yours will be downloaded into your download folder. I am working on a Mac. I am not working on a Chromebook. However, this should be very similar. So now I have one done. The next one, now you're saying, okay, how do I get rid of this one? Whoa. The next one, I'm going to say new image. And I want to go to do a stock search again. And so they're automatically giving me these images. I am not looking for these images, so I'm going to choose, I want to choose butterfly. And so, look at these great images, and I want to choose something where I can select the butterfly and the rest of the image will be black and white. And this one looks really interesting. Loading from Unsplash, full, apply. And now you'll see, if you come up here, you're going to see two tabs. And so if I want to get rid of the one that I just created, I can press X, or I can keep it there. We will be using two windows for our next project. And then, just like we had done before, we will use the lasso tool. I do want to bring up to you the wand selection tool. This is a tool that if you are trying to select an object of the same colors, it does make it easy for you. So if I want to, I'm choosing it, and I want to select the butterfly, I can click. If I press Shift, it should add to it. You'll see though, it's not totally perfect. What really is great about this tool is if you have a white background and you just want to select the white background very quickly. So I'm not a total fan of this, but if you want to try it, you are welcome to. I'm going to go back to the lasso tool, and just like we had done before, what I mentioned to you is that when you are in the lasso tool and you are making your selection, I'm not going to do the whole butterfly, but you are making your selection. What you want to make sure that you do is, when you get to the end, pretend we did the entire butterfly. We want to try to go to the end, or the beginning, I should say. And then we're going to double click, and then you have your selection. Just make sure that you try to get to the beginning of your selection. If, say, you don't like it, you can work on it like we had done with the free lasso. Or again, you can press Command D, stop it, and do it over again. Another thing that I want to mention to you is there is a history panel here as well, and this tells you exactly what you have done, what functions you have done. What you can do is go to, I don't know where you can find it, maybe it is always there. However, what you can do is you can always go back and forth so that you can see what you've done. However, you can't choose one of these and all of the others. It will forget about the other commands, back and forth, so it doesn't kind of layer up the commands. Okay, you are ready to start your emphasis images. You are going to complete 4 of them. When you are done, you are going to save them, make sure that they're all in your downloads folder. Then you're going to save them into your Google Drive, into your drawing and computer graphics folder, and you will be handing those into Google Classroom at the end of finishing all of the mini projects. You can hand in as you go along as well for feedback. I think that's about it. Thank you. Bye.